just picked this up today, and I made a new special best friend as well. The guy was really nice, and we got on pretty well, and we drank beer. This is a 1984 Honda VF1000F. So I think this was the first of the 1000cc V4s. Might be wrong on that, but I'm not sure that I am. You know, and so this is a predecessor to the, let's see if I've got it up there. Yeah, this is the predecessor, or the year before the one that I've got. It's tucked away in the corner there, and you can see it. But actually, I have a picture of it on the, it's my screensaver. So it's a VF1000R, which is that thing over there. You can see the Honda thing there. But this is a VF1000F. Now, I believe, and I'm pretty sure that these are a 1-year motor, and that's the problem with these things, is that the rear cylinder's popped. The head's fucked. I think they've taken I think the cams are out of this because I've got a big box with loads of stuff in it. So you know, 80s superbike, yeah, absolutely. Ooh, low battery. 80s superbike. So we got some of the traits of the 80s here. We've got a 16-inch front wheel with an ME33 laser Metzler tyre. That's pretty standard fare back in the day. You've got an anti-dive here, so when you pull the brake, the caliper moves forward and shuts the damping off. We've got 2 brakes, and fuck me does this thing need it, because, say, 2 front discs, because these are heavy sons of bitches. The 1000R I've got is, it makes a lovely noise. It's like driving a fucking juggernaut. It's really heavy, and it's under braked by today's standards. So you've got that V4 engine, probably making somewhere around about 100 horsepower, maybe a bit less at this altitude. But a torquey motor, not really a revvy motor. Let's see. Oh no, it redlines at 10.5, which is quite high. So this guy bought this bike new, and like I said, the back head, there you go. Look, the rocker covers off. So the back head's toast on it. So only gave $400 for it, which is all right. But it's got a pretty nice tank that'll clean up, and it's got a nice fairing. So there's money in bodywork on these, I think, and it also has a title as well. So you know, yeah, 16-inch front wheel, V4 motor, liquid cooled. I'm not seeing where the radiator is. Hopefully it's in the box of bits. But a liquid cooled motor. They're just a juggernaut. You know, these, I would say, this is my opinion, take it or leave it, but I would say that these were almost obsolete the year they came out, because Kawasaki in '84 had the GPZ 900R, which is so much better bike than this is. And that's not to say that this is particularly a bad bike. I mean, under-braked, probably slow steering, bit on the heavy side. I had a chance to buy one of these. I know somebody's got a mint one. He wanted like $5,000 for it, and I ummed and ahed, and I just decided that $5,000 was just too much money, because they're not like uber collectible. You know, it's got a monoshock. It just shares some of the running gear with the VF1000R. Well, actually, just the brake calipers. Actually, now I'm looking at the wheels are different. I don't know about the exhaust, but it's yeah, it's. I mean, they were certainly they were a juggernaut. I think the ultimate was the VF1000R Boldor. I think the Boldor was a big, that was the Honda superbike of its time. And you could say that they were, you know, I guess they must have somehow been descended from the 750. That's interesting. Look at that. There's coolant runs through the frame. See, it's got a coolant pipe there that hooks into the frame. Didn't know that. And then the radiator, should have been up there somewhere. So I've got all the bodywork. The fairing's decent. So I'll park this out on eBay and make some decent coin on it, I think. Would I get one? I don't know. I really don't know. That if you bought one of these, you have to be cognizant of the fact that the motors are, I'm not going to call them fragile, but they do wear out. This has got 35,000 miles, and it ain't going to get any more. So the motors do wear out on these, and that's always something to bear. So you wouldn't be wanting to put like 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it, you know, every year, because it will have a life expectancy, and I don't know if there's any way around it. You know, it's at the cams, I believe, this particular bike, and there might be retrofit kits where you can put extra oil up there. There certainly wasn't a 750. I don't know whether some better oil will make any difference. I just don't know. But like I said, I do know I'm going to make some cash on this bad boy. Look, that fell off, and that's probably worth a little bit of money because they always do, right? So, like I said, would I recommend buying one? If it was nice and it was cheap, sure, why not? You know, but just be aware that it's got limited life, right? So, you know, conventional forks, say it's got the anti-dive on one side, the 16-inch front wheel, and the back wheel looks like a, there you go, it's a 17, got a 140/80 on something like this. And this is a, you know, this is a tipping point for motorcycles. You know, they just got liquid cooled, they just got monoshocks in the 80s. You know, they've gone over to twin disc brakes, and brake calipers were starting to have multiple pistons on them. But, you know, something like this, the suspension is still limited. It has some adjustment, but I doubt it makes a lot of difference. And somebody say, oh no, if you turn it from 1 to 4, it'll make all the fucking difference in the world. I don't know. I found bikes of this era, like I said, that you wind the suspension one way and the other, and it doesn't really make a lot of difference the way the bike handled, because fundamentally it's a very heavy bike. It's I would imagine it's about 600 pounds, and most of that is going to be in the engine. It's a steel frame as well. So you know, I'm not going to say it's a shame this has ended up the way it is. I mean, it happens, right? I mean, like I said, engine parts, I believe, are unobtainium. So I believe the front head's good, but I'll be piecing this bad boy out into lots of different pieces. Single headlight. Some of the later ones had twin headlights, I think. So big integrated clocks up there. There's nothing special about this. So I would say that if you had an absolute mint one of these, or rather somebody offered you one, you want to pay about maybe as much as £4,000 for it, maybe a little more, but like I said, I know I think there's better bikes out there. There's better bikes out there, but it's certainly an interesting timepiece. I mean, what's nice about this particular individual, say the tank's pretty decent. It's got some shit on it that'll probably polish off. Pipes are nice, faded but nice, not scraped, so they'll be worth some money. And it's all about parts for these. So I say I'll do all right out of parting this sucker out. And I don't really have anything else to say, really. VF1000F, yeah, you know, a ratty one, not a lot of money. Go near it, I guess, but I don't know. You know, Honda built some fine motorcycles. I don't think this is one of them. I mean, it's got to be telling that they only had this motor in production for 1 year, really. That's got to say something, because these have cams driven by a cam chain, and when you get to the 85, the VF1000R, that's got gear-driven cams, and obviously the VFR 750 went that way as well. So 1984 VF1000F, which is going to be pieced out and sold to the known world and elsewhere. Oh, that's interesting. Look, the coolant pipe goes all the way up here as well. Oh, there's a radiator there. Maybe that can't be the radiator. Excuse me. Maybe it's got 2 radiators. It kind of looks like it does. I don't know. More investigation required. Hey, we got forest fires, so it's like grey out because there's so much smoke everywhere. It's really, really bizarre. Nice sunsets though. All right, so like I said, I'm going to park this out. VF1000F. Yeah, don't get one.